Has anyone ever told you you've got that look of someone who wants to build a farm? And somehow you found this idiot. Why make such a video, you ask? Well, I've got an answer for you, because there's new crafters pouring into the community every day, and in my DMs and Discord and even YouTube comments, people are asking, how do you design a farm? Well, the simple answer is, there is no answer. You gotta be a tinkerer at heart. Yeah, you gotta love the mechanics of the game, meddling with them, and then coming up with solutions. Now, for the people that don't know a tree from a rock, I have a 4-step guide to help you get there through my philosophy. How nice of me, right? Well, don't buy me dinner yet. I'm probably not the best authority on such things, but I've designed a few grinders people seem to like, and I've meddled with farms like Guardian Farms, trading halls, and just about everything in between, just checking out stuff. And this is the point I'm trying to make. Nothing has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be super efficient. It could just be creative, have fun tinkering, find a solution to your problem. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of efficient designs out there, and a lot of people will take farms and then improve them. But I really encourage you to just try out your own design, even if it is kind of wonky, so you can learn more and then just have more fun with it. And so here's my 4 steps. We've got our problem that we need a solution for, so we do a bunch of research. Oh, little bookworm. We build up the knowledge, all knowing, and then we have our solution from that knowledge. Now I don't have the 5th step, but there's execution, pre-planning. There's a bunch of sub-steps to this chart, but we'll get right to them. So I'm gonna grab that toe, put it right in the water for you. We're gonna illustrate a problem and then come up with a solution together. So let's say that you met a loved one on Bed Wars and you want to provide an unlimited amount of flowers to them, but the problem is you don't want to manually get those flowers. So you gotta go up, you gotta do some bone milling, keep doing this, and you want to fill a whole double chest for them. And well, there's more efficient ways of doing this. Now you've probably seen this, but this is personally what I like to do, making a testing world. Put it in creative so you can really mess with some mechanics. And I'm gonna go to more world options, go to super flat, customize, and then I'm gonna go to presets. And you see all this text? Well, I'm just gonna delete it up until Minecraft. And I'm gonna put white _ stained glass. So I can have a world that has a very controllable environment to mess with the mechanics. And I'm done with that. I don't want to generate structures, so turn that off, and we'll create a new world. Now, although this is better for mobs and stuff, I'm going to use it for redstone. So now that we've done our sub-step, generated a creative world, we can now control the environment and play with it. So right now, we need to do some research, and there is a wealth of knowledge out there on the wiki, the Minecraft wiki. You can find so many mechanics just by reading through and experimenting with those mechanics. So let's take a look. Depending on the kind of person you are, this might be the most boring step of the whole process, but I personally like reading through the wiki and discovering pre-existing mechanics I didn't really know about or had forgotten about. It's kind of nice to have at the fingertips. Gotta use the internet, man, use it. So we got table of contents, we can look up anything we wanted to real quick. A lot of information can be deemed from the right panel, but I'm gonna look at natural generation. Where can we find such things? So we can find the rose bush in forests, birch forests, dark forests, and so on with the other flowers. I'm not going to go super in depth with this because you can explore it yourself, but there's a lot of information that can be deemed from this. You done all the functional reading, and I done all the preliminary work. I've already got it designed for you guys, and I wanted to go through it step by step of like what my thought process was. Personally, this isn't, as much as I would do because I'm pretty familiar with like how things would be laid out more efficiently, but I still wanted to put the steps in to show you like maybe a simple thought process building up to the actual farm. And so from our base mechanics that we learned from the wiki, we could take that and then experiment a little bit. So we got this nice rose bush. We could see that it could be dispensed from the side. It can also be dispensed from the top of the bone mill to make the rose bush. So we know we could do a top-down design or we could do a side design. And I tried the top-down first. We got like the redstone. It works. But if you reorient the flowers, then you can cut out the redstone dust, and you want to continuously do that. Try to compact, try to make things more efficient, and it'll save you a lot more space to fit other things. And so I decided to scratch this. This is ugly. Went with the good old lowered down dispenser method, and I think it's it fits just well, doesn't it? It's pretty. It saves a lot of space. Gives you a lot more space to do things with. and of course covered up with glass. And I was like, okay, we're gonna stop here at this point. This is what I want. And so basically you just gotta power this block to power all the dispensers. Very simple in nature. And we need to run a redstone line down there to dispense that. But the problem is, if you want an automatic, then you need to do a clock, which we're gonna go up here. I had to pick a clock to efficiently fit in there. Got the good old hopper clock. It's got a pretty good tick rate, I mean, for hoppers and stuff, but it's a little chunky in my opinion, and I don't really want hoppers running back and forth like that all the time for one of my farms. And so we jumped to this one. Got a nice little pulse tick, yeah, not bad, not bad. And then we got this one. It's got a good tick rate, but I don't know, just seems kind of inefficient. I don't really like using redstone dust if I can avoid it. So we got the piston observer method, the observer clock, which is very reliable in my opinion. This is my favorite circuit. It's very, very fast, very simple to set up. And we got this as an example for the green glass over there. We can just push our observer downwards. And I've actually adjusted this in the later design. So I went for this one. And here is the circuit implemented. We've got the circuit to come in sideways to initiate the clock. So it's fancy schmancy. I don't have any bone meal, unfortunately, in here, but it is initiating the dispensers. And that is pretty much the flower farm done in its base simplicity. That is the flower farm without a dispensing clock underneath to rid the items out of storage into storage. And let's continue on. And at that point, you know, when you got this simple design done, you want to do a little bit of experimenting, you know, dip your toes in the water a little bit, to take a little swim. And I was checking to see if dispenser would activate bone meal from the top of the flower, and it's totally viable. I was going to use a comparator right here to go through this observer to let me know when it needs to be filled up, all the shulkers, because I'm going to do all of them at the same time, and it should, you know, transfer the bone meal at the same rate. And unfortunately, I learned comparators do not work through observers. Oh, because, you know, comparators will work one block away from whatever it's reading. So, well, you need a block there, but you know what I mean. It won't work from observers, unfortunately, though. So that was out of the books, and I just took a comparator from one of the shulkers on the side and had it as my light in the front in my interface. So that works. You know, if it's off, then there's no bone meal in there. If we were to put some bone meal in, it should light up for us. There you go, to let us know that it's still full. But when that light goes off, you better start filling them up as you're about to run out. And I put shulkers and hoppers on all the sides so I could easily fill it up. And then from here, the flower farm's done. We just got to do the dispensing. And of course, I connected some stuff up on the sides here. We've got some hopper mine carts. We took pistons and pushed the dirt blocks down. And then we also put in some redstone to activate these dispensers as soon as this is activated. So it runs off of this circuit. So you don't even have to have like a hopper dispenser or a observer clock or anything for dispensing. It's all just kind of hooked up in the system. So check this out. All the flowers you would ever need. Whew. Boy, that's getting loud, but that's a really awesome design that I think we just kind of came up with on the whim. What do you guys think? So how about we look at some of my solutions for problems? I really wanted to show this one off since I mentioned Guardian Farms earlier. I had designed this thing from the ground up, and I wanted to make it unique. I wanted it to look rather cool, and you see all the action going on. And although it's not the most efficient, it did supply the server for all we needed, and it supplied all of my needs too. And it was just a really fun thing to figure out. And I've learned a lot of things since, so it's kind of neat to come back and see the solution to the problem. Here's another one I've done, a miniature mob farm inside my base. That's kind of a neat little project. And I've done the sugarcane farm too, which these are just kind of give designs. Like you can kind of figure these out. I'm sure these have been done before, but I know this one was the first of its kind. And so I'm currently playing survival in this world, so I don't have access to creative. Just letting you know. I can't fly around and show these things off. But here's the zombie creator It's Mine and I had come up with. nifty little design. It's a solution for our problem. It works, but we still got to fix it here on the server. And here is a trading hall that I had done. I tried to make it to where you can put a villager in. It locks them in until you get rid of them. And it has served me well. What can I say? Last but not least, I thought I'd show you my wool farm. I really like this little design. It's cool. I limited myself. Try doing that. Limit yourself to a visual or certain limitations to make it smaller or fit into a certain area. And you can come up with some really cool designs. I actually had to do quad compartments for the sheep in this one. And they all fit. I get all my wool. And it was fun to tinker with. So let's just summarize this in a couple of tidbits. Practice, have fun, tinker. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And before you know it, you'll have your own farm design you're gonna have all kinds of fun with. But I think it's gonna be about it for this video, guys. Hope you did enjoy watching. We'll see you in a video later down the road. Have a fantastic day.